They got hundreds of those Blue Star plaques. They seem like they hand them out like candy. They distribute them like candy. It's not easy to read. Alright, so this house is for sale. Sue Forbes. And it has a sign that says walkway to beach. And that's the big like island, I guess. It's an island during high tide. And I would expect there to be bathrooms. All the classic old boats falling apart. Yeah, there's bathrooms, but are they locked? There's a warning, 2-hour parking for Seascape. 2-hour parking. Closed for the season. And they lowered this boat down by the rail, which is interesting. I've seen another one before, and it was just hard to even tell what that was used for, but they got a current working one here. So looks like it's still active here. And wow, this anchor has seen better days. Wow. You can hear something dangling off in the distance. It's one of them buoys. It's designed to make all kinds of noise. Seaweed. It's not a very large restaurant. There's actually surfers out there. And the pier again. Alright, so a bit of the city from this angle. Heading up on a paved road. Alright, so they have seating area for a lot of people out here. It's very windy around here, maybe 30-mile-an-hour winds, but in some parts the wind barely even hits me. Some parts. And the city's back there. Yeah, that's the entire city pretty much. That's a city in its entirety, all viewed from this little spot. Still further out to go. The casino's probably visible right over there somewhere, but I don't know exactly where it's supposed to be located. It's not too far from the city of Trinidad. Got a little turnout area. Trash. So some people can drive up here, pull your car up and hang out. There's that thing that makes a noise. Probably won't show up with all this wind. It's a bell. I wonder how it wears out over time, because you know that sound probably changes over time. Alright, so pretty much this means you gotta pay for it. Special events means pay. National System of Public Lands. U.S. Coast Guard. Oh. so they control it. I've passed about 5 people coming up here today on Sunday. Yeah, they got several of these benches just dotting the way up here, up this tall hill. So it's another view of the city and bay, further higher to climb. Alright, well, I'm guessing the path has been paved for the Coast Guard, because it's not so paved now. You can see that bell, and there's also a siren off in the distance, a foghorn, separate, because this is a pretty dangerous area. So a wooden cross was planted here, and then it rotted, and pieces of it are in the museum. So now they've replaced it with concrete. In 1913 they replaced it with concrete, but they had to do some like renovation. They had to fix it up a little bit because it's falling apart. And in 1970 they fixed it up again. I guess it takes a beating. June 1775, replaced in 1913. But okay, I'm guessing this is the new stuff. Alright, because it was all pockmarked in a picture at the museum. So this is further ahead of it. You can see how successful the vegetation has been. Wow, they've really gone all out. You can step up a little bit. They've taken time to mow down the vegetation. And there's a lighthouse. Oh, you could just barely see the top of that lighthouse. They won't give you access to it unless you pay money. Sun is down all the way? I don't think it's up anymore. So now it's getting dark again. I just had this guy come up with kind of like a half cop car. He looks like he wasn't dressed to be a cop. But he stops and says, "Bacon, eggs, toast." And I was like confused, like, okay, is this guy gonna give me a hard time? But that was it. And he's just like, how you doing? And I'm like, good. Today the menu is eggs, hard-boiled eggs. It takes like, I gave it 5 minutes. I don't like overdoing the yolks. And then I'm going to cook potatoes, which there's some in there, and as many as I can. And then I'm going to throw barley in. I'm going to filter out the water from the potatoes and cook barley in the water. Finish it out with that instead of corn. So we're midway through November, and even in November it looks like the bathrooms, one bathroom, the door is wide open. I could, oh, maybe not. I was about to say I could shower, sand shower. I'm starting to suspect that these little tiny potatoes, the gold, Yukon Gold, and the red ones take a little bit longer than the baking potatoes. So I'm going to let these go to the boil points to give them a head start, because I think they take longer. I really enjoy making a sport of throwing water with this thing. You kind of get a swing going, and then you can really spread it with the bowl.